Hi, and welcome to Book Chat with Julie. It's December of 2021, and here we are at the holiday season. I apologize, Harrison's running around the room. He's probably going to bark here in a minute, but he's just part of the video. So I'm Julie from the Argenta Branch Library, and we're part of the Lehman Library System in North Little Rock, Arkansas. And welcome to December. So I kind of gave you a hint last month that we were going to go to the beach, or we're going to visit Christmas. Well, as I'm filming this today, short sleeves, it's almost 80 degrees, and yes, it is December, and it's almost 80 degrees out there today. So I'm still kind of finishing up my beach reads. And something that I've kind of talked about in other book chats is if you have a favorite author that writes a certain genre or a certain setting. I like, in the summertime, as we all know, that I like my beach reads to be out on the deck or at the pool. And some of my go-to beach reads are Kristy, Woodson, Harvey. She has a whole stack of beach reads, and also Mary Kay Andrews. They both write things that are set at the beach in low country. And we're going to visit those. So these were some of my beach reads this past summer. And Kristy Woodson Harvey has a series. It's the Peachtree Bluff series. And it's all about the Murphy sisters and the mom. And there's 3 in the series. Well, this past spring, well, actually the fall, she came out with Christmas at Peachtree Bluff. So you get to continue the series with the Murphy sisters. Now, if you have not read the other 3, you can read this as a standalone, but you're going to want to go back and read the other 3 to find out all about the Murphy sisters. So it is set in Peachtree Bluff, and all the sisters, everybody comes together for Christmas, but will a hurricane at Christmas threaten their holiday? You'll have to read Christmas in Peachtree Bluff to find out about how the Murphy sisters all come together once again to celebrate the holidays. And that's Kristy Woodson Harvey, Christmas in Peachtree Bluff. Mary Kay Andrews, is well known. Every summer she comes out with a new summertime beach read, and they're easy to get through, and they're enjoyable. At least to me they are. And the one thing about when the authors come out with a holiday book, is probably more like a holiday novella. And they're just going to be sweet, tender holiday books. They're great for when you're trying to decorate and you're trying to shop and you're trying to bake and all the things that we normally do in holiday season. 2021 is getting us out just a little bit more to celebrate and to get holidays and get together. If you're an audiobook listener, like I am, some of these holiday selections are great for a little car ride, or even if you're just in the car all day long, running errands, shopping, picking up your click list orders and your curbside menus and things, because a lot of them are only about a 4 to 5 hour listen. And so these have been great. Mary Kay Andrews has The Santa Suit. And Ivy Perkins is newly divorced. And she buys an old, my bookmark in there, she buys an old farmhouse. Little does she know what's inside the farmhouse. But she is redecorating. She finds a Santa suit in the closet. And in the Santa suit, there was a letter in the pocket. So this turns into a little bit of a mystery. Ivy is determined to find out who the author was of that letter. And did Santa ever answer that letter? Did she get what she wanted from Santa in that letter? The Santa Suit by Mary Kay Andrews. This is a perfect little holiday novella to stop, and when you need to just put your feet up with a cup of hot chocolate while your cookies are baking or the roast is in the oven. But it's also a great audio listen. Now, when I say audio and ebooks, just so you know, everything that I'm showing you is available at the library to check out, or you can go to Hoopla or Libby. Hoopla is my go-to for audio and ebooks, as well as music and movies, and even old TV shows are on Hoopla. You just have to download the app, and with your Layman library card, you can set up an account, and then you have it all at your fingertips. Libby and Access 360 are both audio and ebooks as well, and these are available on that as well if you want to read it on your tablet or listen to it on the go. Jill Shalvis is another popular summertime read. She writes a lot of kind of beachy romance type books, and she has Holiday Ever After. And this actually has 3 of her novellas in it. And so there are 3 separate stories, which also makes for a great book if you're trying to read or listen to while you're cleaning, baking, and again, doing all the things that we do during the holidays, getting ready for the new year. But Jill Shalvis with Holiday Ever After, and that's 3 stories in one. And as I've done many times, I like to celebrate publishing dates, and I have a friend, Amy Clipston. I've talked about her before, and I'm so happy that she has teamed up with Amy Clipston, Kathleen Fuller, another friend of mine, and Shelley, Shepard Gray. All 3 are popular contemporary romance, and then obviously they're Amish, and this is the Amish Quilting Bee, and it comes out by the time you watch this little book chat video, it will be on the shelves. So the Amish Quilting Bee is 3 novellas by each of them, and it's all about budding romances. If you think about a quilting bee, when they're all sitting around and they're quilting, and I'm sure even in the Amish world there was probably some gossip going on around the quilting bee, around the loom and everything. But there's also a lot of wisdom, a lot of wise words being spoken, traditions and heirlooms being passed down from generation to generation around those quilts. I have many quilts from my grandmother and my great-grandmother, and we have some from my husband's side of the family. And each quilt that we have, even if they are folded in the closet in protection, they all hold stories. They hold time frames, they hold places of when and where those quilts were made, and those make for very special things. So again, this would also be a great holiday gift to give to somebody, or to just read. All of these stories also make great if you like to read out loud to a group of people. A lot of people will go and travel to different, maybe a nursing home or wherever they'll let you in at this point, and just to read these little novellas out loud to the residents or to patients. They're short enough, and but they're deep enough, and they're just tender, sweet stories. And that is an Amish Quilting Bee, and that's Amy Clipston, Kathleen Fuller, and Shelley, Shepard Gray. All 3 of my favorites. So congratulations to them for another publishing date and celebration of a new book out. The last book that I'm going to talk about is Brenda Novak. If you are a Brenda Novak follower, you know that she has many books out there. But Keep Me Warm at Christmas, this is actually the 9th in the Silver Springs series collection. And this is actually the last one in that series. So if you've traveled to Silver Springs with Brenda Novak before, then you know that there are some Christmas ones, but then there's a lot of beachy reads in there. And the characters you don't have to read them in order, but there are some characters that follow suit and they kind of show up in each of her books. But Keep Me Warm at Christmas. And so you're going to travel back to Silver Springs, and Tia Beckett, she knows that a moment can change a life. She was in a car accident, and she is needing to escape the holidays. Seth Turner, he has his reasons for escaping the holidays as well. But the 2 of them meet. Are they going to be able to escape the holidays? Are they going to be able to escape the holidays alone like they wish? Or will they meet? And then, that's where it goes in a romance novel. So again, this is the final story in the Brenda Novak Silver Springs. You don't have to read them in order, but this one definitely, if you're wanting something for by the fireside, a little romance, a little holiday, and Keep Me Warm at Christmas by Brenda Novak. And as we finish up 2020, I was looking at my list just the other day, and I am at 17,000 pages. That's what I've read so far in 2021. Now, some of these Christmas books, they're sweet, they're tender, they're short little stories, little novellas. This is just what I needed for December because I have read a lot of heavy historical fiction this past year. They were great. They all make my top 10 books of this whole year. But they were heavy and they were deep, and but that's what historical fiction is. But they were also very enjoyable, if you can say that about some of them. But they were enjoyable reads, and I loved every minute. But I'm at about 17,000 pages. Instead of counting books, I decided to count pages this year. If I get my TBR list finished within the next 3 weeks at the end of 2021, then I will have surpassed 20,000 pages. So that's my goal. So the cookies might have to wait, and the roast may have to cook itself in the crock pot because I've got some reading to do to finish up my 2021. I also have my new book journal. Do you keep a journal of your books for the year? This one will be my 2022 book journal. And this one gives me, it's got some author quotes in there, which you know I love author quotes. It's got some little stories about different authors. But then it also has a place for me to put a book entry. Was it print, digital, or audiobook? And yes, if you listen to an audiobook, that is the same as reading a book. And I stand firm on that. I love audiobooks. I love to have them in the car. There's a little controversy out there where people don't think that if you listen to a book, you don't count it as a book. Yes, you do. Please do. Because if you're listening or you're reading on your tablet, if you're reading the hardback book, you're still participating in somebody's work, somebody's hard work, somebody's story. These stories nudge people. These characters nudge people. So listen to them and count them. But this gives you the choice to print, digital, or audio. You can put the genre, the page, the setting. If you have a favorite quote, which is why I love this book, because when I read a book, I like to find at least one quote that I can take out of that book. Thoughts and impressions, notes. It even gives you a spot that if you loan out your books, who did you loan it to, so that you can get it back? And because some books I loan out and some books I don't. But anyway, this makes for a great, I'm hoping that I run out of room in this journal and have to pick up another one for 2022. But this one at least will get me started, and that'll be my great book journal for 2022. So as we end this year of 2021, I want to thank you so much for joining me every month for Book Chat. We've been going Book Chat since May of 2020, and we're still going. So thank you again for always joining me, and thank you for your comments. Be sure to like and comment if you're watching the Facebook page or the YouTube page from the Layman Library site. And the most important thing is I like it when you comment and tell me where you're watching from. You don't have to comment about the books or tell me what you're reading, but I like that too. But tell me where you're watching from. I like to see the different states and the different places that the Book Chat video travels to. So I wish you all happy holidays and a very happy new year as we begin 2022. And enjoy your family if you get to see them again this year. And again, thank you for joining me for another Book Chat with Julie.